The college basketball experience, Eat Shit Pitt edition for Tuesday night, January the 28th edition on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with that promo code TCESGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. That is the Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 per month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. Last but not least, we are also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial today by going over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM today. Get that shit off the screen. Welcome to the college basketball experience. Eat shit, Pitt. They might be on the schedule tomorrow. Welcome. It is Tuesday, January the 28th. Oh, my God. What a fucking night. What a nightcap. Dude, the Big 12, these Big 12 games have been unreal with Kansas, Houston, Iowa State, Arizona. Please give us that in Kansas City for the semis. I haven't even introduced myself. I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin.
It's Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Also known as Mac Tonight over here at the College Experience. And introducing the filthy animal that put that shit on the screen for you guys to watch while I read the ads. He is a LeBaron driving, drywall hanging, window knocking, cocktail napkin having. He is Noah Bieniek, a.k.a. Noah B77. What's up,
You
man?
are so rattled when you see Pitt. Pitt logo, Pitt Arena, just rattled. But you want to know what else was rattled? That ball that Caleb Love shot from 60 feet in, rattled in and out like 2 times in the iron, and it sinks. And holy shit, 1 for 11 from deep going into that. And then he just all of a sudden catches fire in the final 5 minutes and 5 seconds of that game, counting overtime. I myself only saw 3 games. It was the 2 late ones in the Big 10 and Big 12. And then I was in person at a game we'll talk about in a little bit. But Mac, if I heard Fran correctly on the broadcast, I think there's a return game for Arizona back in Hinkle. So, or not Hinkle, Hilton.
Hilton.
I always get those fucked up.
I always say it'll fuck them up. They'll fuck them up in Hilton. That was a good win at the McHale. McHale Center was awesome. The whiteout. It's a good added venue to the Big 12. I mean, talk about you got the fog. Everybody saw the fog on Saturday, despite the collapse. Saw Hilton. Now you see the McHale. Obviously, the Coliseum in Morgantown has been rocking this year. Let's go. So Provo as well. We'll be on display tomorrow when Baylor goes in there. And Colby should be joining any minute. He was just on VSiN talking who knows about what. But let's get into the recap because EIO.
It started with a big-time upset. Double-digit dog. Eastern Illinois takes down Little Rock. What in the world happened here?
Let me ask the chat this. Did anybody besides the players and the parents and the coaches know that this game was at Lindenwood? I turned it on. I go, why the fuck are they playing at Lindenwood? I never saw anything on the internet about that. I just turned on the TV and I see EIO, Little Rock, playing at Lindenwood. And Lindenwood had the voodoo. It had the upset magic here. 1-8, beat 7-2. Crazy game, foul at the end. Bad loss for Little Rock. I don't think that can be stated quite enough that they just lost a fucking EIO. But shout out to Lindenwood for providing the facilities for an upset.
Yes, very much so. And yeah, I didn't hear anything about that either. When you
No.
texted me was the first time of note that I even saw or realized they were playing there too. Alcorn State knocks off Bethune-Cookman 70-61.
Press.
Yeah, the
That
number
was
one
good, guys.
Bethune-Cookman and Reggie Theus fan not here currently on the show to defend his Wildcats.
There
And
he
all
is.
of a sudden, he pops out of nowhere. Here he is.
Much more defensive of Reggie Theus than he is Long Island.
Goddamn right. Me and Reggie are back. I'm donating to their NIL collective.
They don't need any more help. They already got what was it?
Sir Charles.
Yeah.
We're you know, I live over here by the golf courses. Me and Sir Charles are chums. But how you guys doing?
Just started. I had to take a shit, so the start time of the show was pushed back by 5 minutes.
Oh, nice.
I didn't realize you were going to say that on air. Nice.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I mean, he asked. We weren't pre-show or anything, so
You could have said I had to handle something. I didn't know you come in and go, man, I had to take a shit after that
it's
Arizona
the college
game.
experience. Like, what do we ever like filter out from the public? Nothing. So
I can't say I've talked about my shitting experiences, but you know, not that I can remember. Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
We just talked about it last night.
Oh,
The
no.
people know.
We talk about writing the college, subscribe to the college basketball experience on many shitters across the world, which I still encourage, and I'm still waiting for people to tag us in those.
We were talking about how the seafood just goes right through me. We talked about it last night.
So you had some seafood tonight?
No.
Okay.
Were you yelling at the toilet? Who does number 2 work for? Were you giving a little Austin Powers to that fucking toilet? That turd?
Guys, you know, Bethune is not good. That's what I came across from here.
They spent so much money on this roster.
I don't understand it. I actually think the team is more talented than a year ago.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's demand. Sometimes you get a little money. Fuck. How many classic groups are broken up over money? You know, you start one guy's getting paid more than you. You're not feeling good about it. I'm just, theorizing here, but bad loss there. And then Bieniek, you got to talk to me about this here.
Are we going into the next one? We moving on from the game?
We are, and we're talking Penn State and Michigan here.
Yeah. I don't know how Penn State, like if you look at the box score of this game, you would be, I think, wondering to yourself, how did Michigan not win this by double digits? The answer I have for you is I don't know, because they shot the ball well. Turnovers weren't the issue tonight. But I did get to see a TCE legend and Ace Baldwin have a hell of a night.
Great guy.
Very entertaining to watch up close and in person. I will say Trey Donaldson had the better night. That was nice to see. Him a huge bounce back game after a terrible game against Purdue. Go ahead.
I was seeing Clark saying Danny Wolf fouled there. You know, I was doing the SGP show while it was going on. I thought he did too, but
I don't know if I had the greatest angle, but
I thought they could have called it. I thought they probably should have called it. But hey, give Dusty May credit. That was a big time timeout, down 5, and they came out, finished 9-0 run. Hey, it's not always going to be pretty. Penn State
led for only like 2 minutes of this game, 3 minutes of this game. They led during like the 16-minute mark, and then they took it back with like 4.5 to go. And then, Dusty corralled the troops. They're a very streaky team. They will go on and run.
Machine is what they are. They've done this like the last 5 games. It feels like the cover at Iowa was fucking ridiculous on Friday. And then remember the Oregon game where they were trailing the whole time and lost by 1. They're really good in the second half of they don't quit, which I think is a testament to Mike Rhodes. It's not the most talented roster, but they got some tough fuckers. I mean, they at least play hard.
I was about to say, like, I was on the SGP show and I look, I have it right here, all these screens. Yeah. And I look up and I thought I saw Michigan was up by like 10, 12.
We were up by 10 early in the second.
and I felt good about it. But yeah, obviously it didn't work out, and Penn State gets the cover. Lock battle win for Mac.
I would say Penn State was the right side the entire way through this one, and that crowd was a top 5 crowd that I've been in at Chrysler. It was like a prostate cancer awareness day, so I went with a couple of extended family members, and that crowd was lit. It was like a blue out or whatever, and I've been there for Michigan State games, Ohio State games, ranked games. Zach Edey coming in as a number 1 overall team in the country. That one, that place popped tonight, and I don't know. I'm not buying Michigan long term nationally NCAA tournament. I don't think so.
One. It may be the only year, but it's year 1.
Yeah. But dude, that place was lit, and yeah, there were some fire games today, and that was one of them. Fucking Holy Cross did not get it done against Boston. Glad I did not battle you on this. Boston 69, Holy Cross 59. I didn't watch too much of this, but I had it on. But
Boston looked good tonight, and they had a nice little crowd in there. I know that they're not as close as we think they are, but they, for whatever reason, maybe it was a national TV game. They were up in there. I mean, they punched Holy Cross right in the mouth, made some shots. They had a lot of injuries this year, and I think Jones is finding what rotations work with that team the more and more I watch them. So good win, Terriers.
And then, have we looked at real estate in Houston, Texas? Because our darlings.
What the fuck?
I played this on the money line. Houston Christian 70, Sela, Southeast Louisiana. Sorry, Keith Landry. Houston Christian wins by 8, and how have we lost on Houston Christian this year? I don't think we have. If it was like one of the games in November. I feel like this team is just printing money for us. And this is another one. I watched a good chunk of this game, and second half they were the much better team, getting it done on the road here. Bryson Dawkins having a big game, 27.7 boards, 2 blocks. Your thoughts on the Huskies?
They're fun. They play hard, and I want to shout out one of our listeners, Chase Dipple. He DM'd me back in October. He listened to the Southland preview when me and Noah did it way back, and he said, keep an eye out for Houston Christian. Craig Doughty, he's a good coach, ran through his D3 JUCO route. He said they're going to get better and better. Boy, he hit the nail on the head. They have gotten a lot better. They play hard for him. They have an identity. They've won, 4 in a row? They're 7-3 in the Southland year 1. I mean, this is like...
Dude, they're playing good ball. And even their losses, to me, have...
competitive.
Yeah, they've looked good in the losses. That was part of the reason why I jumped on this train a while back. But they're
this comment from Music Maker, their ATS record.
17-2 ATS. Unbelievable. Shout out to the Huskies. How about this one? I didn't bet this, but I feel good about it. Pine Bluff got the cover against Grambling. Why do we not bet this? Huh?
What did they cover by half a point?
No, it was by like 2.5 points, right? Wasn't it 6.5? Was it 6.5 when we called it?
Yeah, I forgot.
They lost by 4.
Yeah, it's a good cover.
There we go. Yeah, I suppose you guys already talked about the Southern Miss Troy ending.
No, we actually missed that game. How the fuck did Troy not cover?
Oh my God, man. This is a brutal beat. As a brutal beat. Troy had a 20-point lead. I even mentioned this on the SGP show while we're live. I go, I'm just cashing another ticket with Troy. This is on me because I talk shit on air with Troy up 20 with, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes left.
Unbelievable.
Of course they only win by 9. Of course. Just a brutal beat. Wait, so did you guys talk about Eastern Illinois? Because how about that line?
Shout out to our right who took that Troy non-cover on the chin too.
I mean, that was a brutal. You know what? That's my fault though. I broke the rule. You don't talk shit on air while the game's on. While they hot potatoed me. Yeah, they hot potatoed me. saying, "How's your night going on college?" I go, "My night's doing great. As long as Troy, is destroying this team." My fault. It's on me. That one's on me, guys. South Alabama. What in the hell was this?
Oh, Rowe beat him.
Dude, I watched a good chunk of this game. This was not fluky.
No.
I don't understand it. I mean, South Alabama had been defeating every team not named Troy in the Sun Belt by like an average of like 20 points. I mean, look at what they've done they beat JMU by 28.
Yeah.
They beat Georgia State by 26. Right? They beat Southern by 29. They beat Arkansas State by 14. What the hell happened here, man?
Dude, I have no idea. I mean, Monroe's been awful. I mean, Keith Richard's been there forever. It kind of feels like it's time to make a change there. He's been there like 20 years, I feel like. They had lost 10 in a row. I mean, they were due, but we kept saying they were due and they were chippy against Louisiana, but that was about it. They play again on Thursday. Hilarious.
We got to load up. We got to load up again on Bama. There's just no way it's sustainable, right? There's no way.
Although the teams that have played like back-to-backs recently, within 4 days have not, like, the revenge has not really been coming through. But I mean, you would think this one would.
Well, especially because it would be back-to-back losses. They lost to their rivals Troy by 10 on Saturday. Unbelievable outcome there at the Faint Ewing Arena. This one we battled mainly. I thought it was going to be a good game, but mainly because I wanted to watch the game. But you win a battle, and man, did you watch this game? Because this game was very good, and like the final score says 7. Yeah, the Nazis took down the Mexicans 82-75, and I apologize. The amount of people that called me out. We got some history buffs on the show. I didn't know our audience were history buffs. They were mentioning that it was World War I, not World War II.
It was one of the world wars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not that far off. One guy was acting like he's like, "Oh, I'm done with this show." It wasn't World War II. Look, we're fucking drinking, talking. I was wrong, but it did happen. It did happen. It was just wrong war. Those two can be. I guess they can't really be confused, right? Those two, but I did. So my apologies, dude. UT Rio Grande blew a decent lead here in the second half, and
like 7 or 8.
Oh my god, I had an issue with the final couple minutes execution offensively. It was very frustrating, very frustrating. This was like Nichols was basically had like a 2-point lead for a good chunk of the final 3 minutes, or 3-point lead. And UT Rio Grande, to me, questionable offense here. Just sloppy passing. No one wanted to, they had a couple open looks and they passed it out for what they thought was a better shot. I'm like, what are you doing? You got a layup, just go up. Good game to watch, though. This is a good college basketball game, and both teams I think are solid teams. But nice lock battle win on the Colonels, getting it done down a lot of the second half here.
Yeah, and the Mexicans have kind of struggled here recently. They've lost 5 out of 7 now. Nichols needed this game though. They lost back-to-back games, so they get to 6-4 in league play. Now they get a shot at McNeese on Saturday. Probably a good spot to get them, to be honest. But yeah, Nichols, Hitler continues to be a top 4 team in this Southland. Good job, Hitler.
We got to do 20 minutes on this next game. I will. Can we start the clock? Florida A&M 72, Jackson State 62. Florida A&M. When is the last time they've won back-to-back road games? If we can find that, but they have done that, and they've actually won 4 straight fucking games. Are we like? I'm starting to buy in, man. I'm starting to really buy in because it's the way they were getting their ass whooped by Alcorn early, this was the Jackson State game, but 2 games ago, the Alcorn game, and they rallied back and really dominated the entire second half. What's up with this team, man? I mean, this is one that we consider one of the worst teams in college basketball over the past few years. They're playing good ball.
It's a first-year head coach, Patrick Crary. He came over from St. Thomas, the D2, D3 school in Florida. So maybe he's able to turn this thing around, and they can be a little bit of a contender here in the SWAC. I mean, they're 4-3.
Yeah,
we can't treat them like the basement anymore. I mean, I guess Valley can get another shot now. Maybe they're not.
I'm ready to talk some shit about that. But before we'll get there. But I think it's one of the better stories. I mean, to me, Jackson has one of the best rosters in the entire SWAC, and to go and into their place and dominate, win by double digits, very impressive for the Rattlers. We did double luck. Incarnate Word against New Orleans, 74-58. I-Dub dominates the Privateers. Your thoughts?
New Orleans is a bad team. That's a bad team.
Though, for like the past week, they were a little chippy in their matchups, but they are a bad team. I agree. And that's what they get, because they were going to bring back football, and their student body voted not to. So I think they deserve misery. But they were chippy. Was it the Houston Christian game? I think they battled them a little tougher than I thought they would. And I think
Northwestern State.
Yes. But I-Dub is the Southland tournament could be, all you need is one domino to fall. Yeah. And then it could be complete chaos. But shout out
all though.
I don't know. Watching tonight, well, let's just transition into that. We double locked Incarnate Word, that hit, but we also double locked Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Yes, I did play this on the money line too, and woo! Another one where the final possession. What are we doing here? I was surprised Will Wade didn't foul. So Will Wade and McNeese escaped with a 1-point win. Corpus Christi, though, had multiple opportunities to shoot a 3, and they're sitting there like running their offense. It was a bit baffling to me, but Corpus Christi was kind of, I don't know that this is factual, but from watching the whole game, I feel like they were up majority of the game. Do you think that's accurate?
At least within striking distance when they didn't have the lead. They had a 5-point lead with 8 minutes.
I
mean, that one slipped through their hands just like last year did. Remember McNeese had that crazy comeback last year? I'm on the opposite side in terms of I think everybody's like McNeese didn't look good. I think they needed a game like this bad. You can't just dominate everybody. You got to at least be tested a little bit so that you're ready come conference tourney time. So they win a game where they didn't play well at all, but they find a way to win it. Probably the second best team in the league.
I agree, and that's what I'm saying. If for some reason they get upset, I think it's gonna have to be Corpus Christi. Yep. So it could make the Southland tournament really fun. If not, it would be chalk. But double lock hits, triple lock hits. Actually, I'm sorry, Bieniek. Triple lock hits on Corpus Christi.
I didn't take the points. I only took the money line.
Oh. I told you to give yourself the safety net. You always have to do this. All right. You always have to do this.
Yeah, but the play is just going to be 1 unit for so a half unit on the money line for Corpus Christi, half unit on who is next, Nichols. So that's what I was doing. That's
You're all in on Nichols now.
Yep, all in on Nichols. I like it. McNeese had to do everything in their power to win that game. I like Nichols next game.
Beat the Nazi.
Yeah, Corpus Christi should have won that. I agree, Music Maker. And then we nailed this double lock. Lamar 69, Northwestern State 59.
This one was a triple lock.
Triple lock. All right, but I thought our triple locks didn't hit. I thought they don't hit. You realize we pick every fucking game. Anyway, shout out to. I had a winning night. I was 9-9, but the money line on who was it? Houston Christian was the difference for me.
Hey, I saw a good comment in the comments today. He's like, "You guys don't recap because you always lose, buddy." There's a picks page. There's literally a picks page.
No, that was great. Someone else answered saying you're checking out the trim of the picks. If you actually listen to the episode,
so fucking funny.
We talk for like 7 hours. All right, it's a very common complaint that our shows are too long.
Yeah.
We talk every game because we love the fucking sport. If you can't tell that,
Hilarious.
from anyway, hilarious. But yeah, Lamar looked good today. And how about Texas Southern? See, I did not have this one. I didn't bet this, but Texas Southern 80, Alabama State 69. Maybe Texas Southern is back.
Yeah. We usually wait to take them, but hey, that was a nice statement win on the road. Nice win.
And then, I don't know if you saw the comments. People were coming at me for saying Dundee's a fucking idiot. All he does is lock up Valley State and it never hits. First off, I did my due diligence on this. I went and checked. I am 3-3 ATS betting Mississippi Valley State. So please shut the fuck up. All right. We have a site called Tally Site that tracks all of our picks. 3-3 on my locks of Mississippi Valley State, including tonight when they cover against Southern. Let's go. Easy play.
Can I be a nerd for a second? Are you saying 3-4-3? Like you're batting 1,000, or you're 3-3?
No, I'm 3-3. Well, actually, I believe 4-3 after tonight.
Okay,
but
I was about to say, so you're touting a 500 record. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I mean, on Valley State, they've really covered. And someone calls me out for losing every game on Valley. I'm sitting there like, wait a second. No, we cover. I think I hit like 2 or 3 in a row at one point. Maybe it was 2 in a row where they covered a couple weeks back. But they cover again tonight because that's what great teams do, Mac. They put a strong 42 up at home. Your thoughts?
What the fuck did they cover when they only scored 42? Fucking Southern, that's pathetic.
I'll be honest. If you would have told me yesterday they only scored 42 points, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to bet this game. Right?
You would have said 79-42, another 37-point loss.
And then we got saved by the hook right here. I saw someone in the chat that got, I guess, 10.5, but I had 9.5. I don't even know how the fuck we got this, to tell you the truth. I mean, I had it on here. We were down 20 with like 5 minutes left, but Texas A&M Commerce, the Chinese food restaurant. This makes up for the Southern Miss game because Commerce, yeah, Troy Southern Miss game. Commerce had no business covering this, but they did. Let's go. Your thoughts on this beautiful game? When 6 people were at the stadium, by the way. Did you watch this game? There was.
God. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that we covered. I thought I wrote it off as a loss. I thought we were done when they're down 20, but Commerce has actually been a little chippy for a winless team in league play. They've covered, I think, like 4 out of 5 or something.
What has happened? I mean, I remember Stephen F. Austin having an awesome environment. Man, yeah. There was 4 people there tonight.
That's what happens when you lose a Presbyterian at home earlier in the year.
That will do it. That will do it.
And stop coming. They're like, what the fuck? This is Stephen F. Austin.
Shout out to Jay Mack, who made a bunch of money because of Mississippi Valley State. There you go. That's why you subscribe, folks. Folks, I do want to tell you that the college basketball experience on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by, well, us. Yes, we are part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And in honor of the big game, on February 9th between UMass, Frank Martin, heading to Philadelphia, take on Fran Dunphy. Martin got the best of him in the first matchup. There's a lot of hype around this game. The nation will be watching. 15% off everything in the SGPN merch store with the promo code Big Game. No space between the two. So yeah, make sure you get on over there. Get yourself a brand new. We got the D-Gen hats. We got. I mean, just there's a jigsaw puzzle in there too. I mean, there's a million things in the merch store. Get on over there, check it out. And let it ride. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, SGPN has partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, or casino. Plus, you could earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card. And the best part is no credit checks. It's completely free. So what are you doing? Sign up today. Use the promo code SGPN so you can get better cashback rewards. You get that instant tier 2 status. I've always wanted that tier 2 status. That's edgeboost.bet promo code SGPN. That's edgeboost.bet promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet every single sport. Plus props for every game. Live dealer casino is always a blast. And MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations outside of America as well. Easy deposits, lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head over to mybookie.ag. Use that promo code SGPN. Promo code TCE SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Plus, they're going to give you a little $10 casino chip just to get your beak wet. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCE SGPN. All right. We're back. And I was scrutinized on this pick last night. They said, Dundee, you were guessing when you took Prairie View. You don't know shit. And I'm here to tell you, I don't know shit because Alabama A&M drilled Prairie View and I lost money.
Hilarious.
You happy? Are you happy, world? My culture play went up in thin air. So I do not know shit when it comes to Prairie View and Alabama A&M, but I look forward to betting them the next time they play. This is what I feel like. I feel like Earl Weaver. The fuck with your show coming up next, and go fuck yourself. How you doing, man? What'd you think of this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I didn't jump into this with you. They got fucked up.
I don't understand it, man. I really believe my angle. This is not guessing. I believe in my angle. But my angle was bullshit.
A guess, right?
I'm sorry?
In a way. Isn't every bet a guess in a way?
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I almost said that last night. Thank you, but this wasn't a true guess because I had a little feeling inside of me. You know, the same feeling. You know, you see when you have when you feel good about a bet, and I felt good about a bet. It's not like going to the racetrack and just picking a random fucking horse. This one, I actually thought this is the right side. I'm wrong. You're right, and I ate a pile of shit. But this is life.
Hilarious.
NC State plus what was our number? I don't even remember my closing number. This thing was sweat free the entire way. They led at the half, double lock on the pussy pack. And the best case scenario in a way, they lose still. I don't know. This is a tough one for me because the pussy pack, I always want to lose, but I kind of always want Duke to lose.
Oh, you had root for NC State tonight. Yeah.
I know. Well, but it was tricky. It's tricky. You know,
easy ass play. Everybody was betting Duke
play.
playing 22 against NC State. Like, if NC State played Duke every game, they'd be a top 10 team. They have Duke's number for whatever reason. They beat him in the ACC tournament. They beat him in the fucking Elite Eight. Keats has won at Duke like 2 times already, and they almost won again tonight. Shout out to everybody that tailed plus 850 first half money line.
Unbelievable.
State on the pregame show. pregame show came out.
Why are you not checking out the pregame show? All right. Get on over there.
On fucking winning. I mean, they led the entire first half.
Unbelievable. This one, Northeastern just got their ass whooped the whole game, if I'm being honest.
Towson's playing good ball, man.
Yeah.
I thought this would be a little bit of a letdown. No. That's scary.
And then we did eat shit on USC. As UCLA is rolling right now. This game, it's fun. See what happens when you do regionality. When UCLA plays Nebraska, no one gives a fuck. This game, very fun.
How about the emergence of the big fella Mara? He's completely changed them. Now they got a little
5
bit
blocks tonight. 5 blocks.
God, it felt like 10. Every time I watch him, he's fucking deflected some shit. I'm like, and then he made a fucking fadeaway. I said, holy shit, this guy's gonna play in the fucking NBA if he's making this shit at 7'4", 5", whatever the fuck he is. Dude, but how about USC battling all the way back and then missing both free throws to take the lead? Once he missed both those free throws, they were done. That took the air out of the sails with 90 seconds. And then Mac hit the big 3. So big win UCLA. They were the better team, but I thought the must bust was going to steal late.
I love the Crosstown Classic right there.
That was funny.
You know what I mean? I like that.
I ate shit with the Trojans pick there. Going back to that Duke game real quick, you guys didn't touch on this, but the chat probably wanted you to. Hunter Vick saying nobody stepped back into the paint after Malawak hurled.
His pregame meal went all over the fucking.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tough. That's a tough night for the cleanup crew.
Oh, how about if you're like
tough night
in courtside camera? It's like, oh my god.
And have you guys been to the stadium?
Ironically, one of my best high school friends was there for the first time. He's a Duke fan. Weird ass game to go to. Honestly, you were favored.
Well, it's a rivalry game, though. It's still a rivalry game. So,
a girl passed out in the student section that they had to carry out, and then that throw up all within like 3 minutes of each other. By the way,
hilarious.
Did you see how many towels they used?
Yeah, because nobody wanted to fucking rub it. They just keep piling on. Hopefully, he cleans it up.
Just keep piling that shit. Whatever.
Oh man. Yeah.
Good job, man.
They obviously haven't cleaned up after somebody at 3 a.m. after a night out, right?
Look, we could talk a lot of shit about Duke, but I love a game at Cameron Indoor where you see the crowd rocking. Even though we know, it's Duke.
Yeah.
It's still great for the sport. Like it's like, man, you're watching this and I'm like, this is fantastic. This is college basketball done right. Speaking of college basketball done right, one of our own, David Matola, was live at the scene of the crime.
Unbelievable.
At the McHale Center there in Tucson, Arizona, and a lock battle win by Dundee. Had it never even sweat. As Caleb Love hits what was it? I'm just guessing 60 feet. 60-footer to push the game to overtime. Unbelievable. And then one thing about Caleb Love, when he gets hot, that motherfucker gets hot because you knew right then when that thing went to overtime, at least me, I go, checkmate. This thing is done. In that arena. What a game. What a brutal loss for Iowa State. And
God.
This game was awesome though, man. I mean, I just love, that's the thing. I feel like your TMZ fans that just tune in for March Madness, you don't get the environments. Between Saturday, between Sunday, between the Michigan game today, the Duke game today, the Arizona game today. Fucking beautiful. There's nothing like it in the world. All right. This game was hilarious. Bieniek, tell me you saw a little bit of this.
Yeah, I was able to catch most of this, but what I wanted to mention here is you guys know who Arizona has on deck, right?
It's
they go to Tempe.
That's what I thought. I was going to say State, but
wow, yeah. Hope he
It's
could get him.
perfect. It's fucking perfect.
Yeah. This is beautiful. That's everyone wearing white. Matola, what's up, brother? I hope you're on one. I hope you're on one tonight. I appreciate tagging us in the live experience there, and I hope you're out in Vegas for March Madness again, because I owe you a few drinks, brother. Yeah, what a game, Mac, and what a brutal way to lose if you're Iowa State. I mean, this is about to be a huge road win at one of the toughest venues in America.
I've been pretty money on these Big 12 plays, but if my team gets a 6-point lead with 15 seconds, I'm fucked. And if I'm up 3 and the guy shoots a 60-footer, I'm fucked. God damn, Kansas and Iowa State the last 2 days. Holy shit.
Am I crazy to think Caleb Love has a knack for this shit, though?
I think Caleb Love sucks.
No, but he has a knack for he was shooting a terrible percentage today before that shot.
For 10.
Yeah. But he has a knack for like the final couple seconds in a game.
Yeah.
He's a very good player at that point. And then when he gets hot, which you saw in overtime, he's the type of guy that could kill you in certain games because he's never going to get hot. But man, what a fucking game. Unbelievable.
But I actually jinxed it too. I don't know if I jinxed it. I just said the only way Iowa State loses is if Caleb Love makes a Hail Mary 3. I meant from the actual 3-point line, not a 60-footer. Because Tommy Lloyd's late game stuff is horrible. Like every possession is just Caleb Love, chuck it up. Hopefully it goes in. And that's why they suck in the tournament year after year after year.
I'm sorry. Perk Herbstreet's cracking me up here. Caleb Love's going to be the GOAT in the Turkish League.
Yeah. Guys, can we stop with the foul up 3? He made a 60-footer. There's a time and place to push the foul up 3. The guy was 1 for 10 from actual 3, and he made a 60-footer.
But I will say this: I've seen him do this before? Like I understand that. I'm with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. But I'm just saying this, for whatever reason, Caleb Love is very capable of making this more than other people.
It's funny. They'd rather him shoot it back there than from the real 3-point line.
Unbelievable, man.
I'm not gonna lie though. In big games, until I guess he makes a half court shot, he's been kind of dog shit. He that Duke game this year, he was horrible. He just has the reputation from when he killed Coach K.
Yeah, but he has certain games when he's on and he's fired. But I feel like at Arizona they haven't been as common. When he was at Carolina, there was certain games where I remember just being like, this motherfucker won't miss.
Yeah, sophomore year. But remember that Sweet 16 game against Clemson? He was 0 for 100. Him and RJ Davis, ironically. It was a doubleheader in LA, and Carolina shit the bed, then Arizona shit the bed. And Love was just horrible that day. It's a Caleb Love experience, to your point.
Yeah, it's just all over the place.
And Arizona will eventually die by him. Real quick, I hope we get the semifinals in Kansas City. Houston, Kansas, Iowa State, Arizona for a Big 12 Final Four. Ooh.
Yeah. Fire. Yeah.
Shout
out to Double K in the chat. Is that a reference to people under the stairs? I hope so. May he rest in peace. Yeah. I mean, what a game. What a game. Game balls. I'm just going to lead the way here.
Arizona.
David Matola. Let's go. Wildcats, game ball.
It's a good game ball. How about EIEIO? They beat Little Rock at Lindenwood.
What did we ever find out why? I was texting you guys. I was like, why the fuck is this game at Lindenwood?
No, that was my opening joke on the show.
Dude, I would have smashed the money line. I shit you not. I would have bet the money line had I known it was at Lindenwood.
Yeah, nobody knew. Nobody knew except the players, coaches, and maybe not even their families knew at Lindenwood. You turn on the game, you go.
Game?
Lindenwood.
This is like that game I read about, between Duke was playing A&T when it wasn't it acceptable in the state. I think.
Yeah.
Remember, like there's a whole history. I could be wrong if it's A&T. I think it's either A&T or Central. It might make more sense that it's Central. I think Duke was playing North Carolina Central when the state of North Carolina probably there were secret games because the state of North Carolina and their fans would not approve of. You know what I'm talking about, Bieniek?
No, but to Ron Connor's comment here, did we talk about Iowa, Ohio State?
Now here.
Oh,
Buckeyes ran him out of the building.
I'll give Ohio State a game ball. That was fucking pathetic, Iowa.
Dude, McCaffrey's done, right?
Yeah, DeVries is going to be the next Iowa coach. Bieniek, join the one and done club.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they're loading up for DeVries. So yeah, we'll see.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, he was awesome at Drake. He's from the Midwest, and see if Tucker gets another year. Yeah, he makes all the sense in the world at Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, who else besides him? Don't you fucking say Will Wade?
They should bring back Alford.
Yeah, sure. Nevada would be very happy with that. I know.
I mean,
or do you know something that we don't know?
Schertz has done I think Schertz would do a good job. He's done a good job in year one at St. Louis. He was awesome at Indiana State. I think he'd be good at Iowa.
Yeah, he would.
Trying to think who else is a good Midwest guy.
Hang on. I just want to have the people know that I'm not just talking out of my ass here.
Or Wardle at Bradley. He'd be awesome.
That was literally the name that I was going to pop in and think about mentioning.
The secret game. Here we go.
You're said, yeah. Bieniek wanted to. I'm surprised talk Buckeyes, but yeah.
Yeah, this was Central. That makes a lot of sense.
Was this racism? Yeah.
Yeah. And Central's team was nasty.
Yeah.
These games were going. I thought they did this. I could have swore it was a couple times, but maybe it was just once. In 1944. Do your history on this. It's a fascinating story here. Yeah, I guess so. Central and Duke would play, even though fans would probably not be okay with that. Your token fans. What a fucked up time that was in life. But yeah, that's what I mean. They were secret games. I think we're in the middle of game balls though, so I don't want to fuck it up too much. Sorry,
yeah, I gave Ohio State my game ball, and I also kind of just shit on Iowa in the state. So Cyclone fans, at least you have Otzelberger, and you're in the top 5. It's not as bad. Look at Iowa. Iowa's fucking horrible.
They're just so white. They're so white.
They had a good. I mean, they had a good run with Fran. They just.
Oh no, he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong. He's a good coach, but
it's just time for a new. It's time for a change.
I mean, the game ball should be EIEIO. I just said I don't know if they'll win another game, even though I locked them up.
That was my game ball.
What do you mean?
I went back to back.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Well, because Bieniek threw in Ohio State, I said, here, I'll talk about it. I'll just give a game ball to Ohio State because they fucked Iowa up.
All right, Houston Christian. Thank you, Clark. Houston Christian hitting for me on the money line. The only reason why I'm in the green for today. Yeah, Houston Christian's a wagon. And I'm going to move to Houston based on this team. If they keep hitting, I'll be honest, man. Could they be a team that could be a dangerous draw in the Southland?
Absolutely. There's a lot of dangerous teams, in my opinion. Like, I think Northwestern State's chippy. I think Sela is chippy. I don't think Lamar's bad. I don't think Nichols is obviously good. Those quarterfinals, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5 are going to be really good.
Yeah, you said it the other day. I don't think you said it for this show last night. I think it was on Friday night to Saturday. You said the market hasn't adjusted to Houston Christian, and clearly that is the case when 16-2. I didn't even realize that. But Kelly in the chat, new to the channel. Do you guys only pick sides? No, Noah Bieniek's our total specialist, even though I'm undefeated in totals plays this year.
I'm
that-
total specialist, but I've only played 11 this year.
But you're a total guy. You're a total guy.
I also did some more digging. You want a name that's not currently in the Midwest, but is a Midwest guy and could take the Iowa job?
Shoot.
Alan Huss, High Point.
Yeah.
Illinois guy.
Well, they both would want McDermott to go because DeVries and Huss both played at Creighton. But McDermott ain't leaving Creighton.
Is there any way Mick Cronin would take it?
He'd be great at Iowa.
Is there any way he would take that?
Cronin's got to be the next Ohio State coach, right?
Potentially. I mean, his house probably burnt down in the fucking fires. So he's already got the bags packed. He's probably staying at a goddamn,
Colby's putting the puzzle pieces together and why he's been a little tyrant lately.
I do know that I don't know that it. I mean, a lot can change in a few years. He's been at UCLA a few years, but I thought when he first moved, via some friends that are stand-up comics / real estate agents, which there's some out there. They told me that he was living in the Palisades.
Wow.
Well, if he's living in the Palisades, he does not live in the Palisades anymore, if I had to guess. But
I don't know, Noah, because Ohio State, them in Michigan, they get this wine and cheese like we care about our image, and Mick can rub people the wrong way at times. So Ohio State's got a little wine and cheese on the basketball side to them. I mean, the fact that they never hired Bob Huggins shows that they really weren't serious about winning. So he would have fucking won at Ohio State.
He would have. Probably
would have natty there.
Yeah. Houston Christian is my second game ball. So your final game ball. Don't you double up this one, you
JMU.
bastard. Say it again.
JMU.
Oh, okay. I thought you said JMU. I was like, what? Is there a secret JMU game going on today? Yeah. Florida A&M. Unbelievable. Great game ball.
Can I throw out one more?
He's still on the fucking
one more name that might shock some people, but I mean, still could happen. Porter Moser.
Yeah, Porter would make sense.
Is that much of a slam dunk right now, though?
I mean, he had really good success, like in the Big Ten country area, knocked off Illinois.
He should get.
He hasn't been to the tournament though.
Yeah, he should get the Loyola job.
Yeah,
again.
I think something like A10.
Maybe
if Anthony Grant leaves for Miami, Porter Moser at Dayton.
Oh, I don't know.
No,
Dayton could do better.
Damn, rough.
I think Dayton could do better.
You think?
Mick Cronin should take the Dayton job.
Dayton
cares more about basketball than UCLA
now. My final game ball will go to the Bulldogs of Alabama A&M, defending home court. Just AC Bryant, I think his name is AC Bryant.
Yeah.
They turned on the fucking AC ahead of time. 27 points, 6 boards, 2 steals, 1 block. God damn, AC Bryant.
All right, I keep finding really good candidates. I got one more name to throw into the ring.
My thunder for the coaching carousel.
Oh, you want to throw one in?
No, I'm fucking with you.
Jared Calhoun, Utah State.
Jared Calhoun is a possibility.
That would be perfect for Utah State. Just right on brand. One and done. What's the next great coach we can hire?
Or if DeVries goes to Iowa, what job opens?
Dub.
Yeah.
Former
Bob Huggins assistant.
Ooh,
there you go.
Ooh.
I've already been thinking about it though.
Mac is throwing out the fishing line. Come on, reel it in. Mac wants to get back in.
I'm pretty money on these fucking coaching carousels. Rich Rod, baby.
Colby, you might have to fix up the check that's headed to Mac because he might receive a call.
Yeah. Hold on. I want to address Derek Blaylock's comment. Shout out to Derek. Appreciate you tuning in. I know I'm familiar with the name from multiple episodes, but please, for the love of God, talk about CU. I'm a Colorado fan, man. I watched them in the Sean Van Divier days, the Donnie Boyce days, the Martise Moore days, and Tad Boyle, I think, is on safe ground. I'm kind of with you, and Mac. I'm curious, so Colorado's basketball history is so shitty.
They were so bad.
That's what I'm saying. They were so bad that Boyle had last season when they won. Well, it was in multiple games, right? They beat Florida. And who'd they beat after that? No, they lost to Marquette, right?
They lost to Marquette. They beat Florida in that crazy game, and then they lost a heartbreaker to Marquette.
Still, that was short of one of the Chauncey Billups years where I feel like they might have won one in '97, maybe. That's the whole history. So I think it would be short-sighted. Like, I'm kind of on board with you, Derek. I don't think the masses are. I think within the Boulder community, Tad Boyle's regarded as a good basketball coach. But I'm with you. I told Mac and Noah last year, 3 players drafted in the NBA. You had Eddie Lampkin, who's played well, a bit of a wild card. You had some of these other guys that transferred elsewhere that are good. I thought that team with the right coach was Final Four or Elite 8 good. I really do. Like, when you look at that roster, I thought they underachieved greatly. But he's also taken Colorado the furthest they've been over the past 50 years. So it's like, I think he's on safe ground. Am I crazy, Mac?
I like Tad Boyle, but I know at the same time there's a ceiling with Tad Boyle. The Boyle and McCaffrey comparison is kind of similar in terms of they're not horrible. They win 60% of their game. Yeah, Tad's won. Tad's only had one losing season at Colorado. He just does enough. When he has a really good team like he did last year, they underachieve a little bit.
He did a great job elevating it, though, because they were just such a doormat.
Yeah.
To his credit, he did elevate the program. But I'm with you. It's like you've done that. But when I look at last year's team, that was a team that should have went deep.
Yep.
I look at one of the years with what's my guy Wright, McKinley Wright. We should have went further in the tournament. That was a better team.
And you backdoored your way into the tournament that year too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm with you where I say you got Deion Sanders right now as your, who's kind of throwing, I know it's football. It's a completely different sport, but I do believe the University of Colorado is more attractive than it's been in a long time. So I'm kind of with you, but I'd also be an idiot because I've definitely called for other coaches to stay that have resurrected programs. So it'd be a catch-22. But I, as a Colorado fan, I'm with you. I thought he underachieved greatly in 2 of the best Colorado teams that they've ever had, at least while I've been alive.
I don't know how good he is in this portal era. He's more of an older school coach. Like I said, I keep drawing the comparison to McCaffrey. I think it may be a time for a fresh voice in that place. Maybe a younger, more energetic guy. But I don't dislike Tad Boyle. I mean, like you said, he's done as good as better than anybody there.
I'm friends with their play-by-play guy for the Buffs, and he tells me Tad's a great guy. So I don't have any ill feelings with him. It's just frustrating when you see 3 players go to the NBA, and then you see all these other Hadley, Lampkin, all these other guys are playing. You're like, that team. And I said it on these fucking airwaves a year ago. I said, man, that team, they blew an opportunity because I really believe that team was better than a lot of the college basketball teams a year ago from a talent perspective.
Oh, now you're in the Big 12 where you better get fucking players or you're going to get your teeth kicked in like they are this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
One
tonight was fun.
It was a
Bieniek just wants to talk carousel.
I do.
28.
Today was a pretty good day of basketball. I'm not gonna lie. One more that actually might be a better candidate than Jared Calhoun, Mitch Henderson. He's an Indiana guy. He was a longtime assistant for Northwestern, so he's spent more than a decade in the Big Ten. He's only 49, and he is like a hot name on the carousel for this upcoming year. So
he should get a job. He's done a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk more coaching carousel stuff because I'm like Bieniek. I can't get enough of it too. I always think about where could these pieces go. Folks, what to tell you, the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Pick'em is one of the biggest menus for all the sports, and Underdog is always making it easier to win with profit boosting gimme pick'ems. They got college hoops, they got college football, they got everything really. NFL, CFL, UFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, MMA, NASCAR. You can now use specials and boost on all flexed entries. So sign up, and when you do, sign up with the promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Let me see if I can recall the one from earlier tonight that I was trying to track down. Mac, I'm just gonna. Oh, they've added more. Perfect. Higher or lower on Kadari Richmond tomorrow as he heads to DC to take on these Hoyas. 12.5 points.
So they just played a couple weeks ago. He had 10 points here. They've had a week off. I'll go higher on Kadari Richmond.
I like that as well. Let me hit you with one more because you got to choose one from each team. But I really believe you could find an edge you can't find elsewhere. How about Hunter? Is it? I always feel like I butcher it. Hunter Salis, the Gonzaga transfer for Wake. Higher or lower 1.5 3-pointers made. As they head. Yeah. I was thinking that too.
Higher. Yep.
That is some of the edge though, folks. I really can't recommend Underdog Fantasy enough. I think it's one of the better things that we've ever had as a sponsor. So check them out. There's an edge you can find and a lot of fun you can find that you can't find elsewhere. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. Thank me later. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner Rhythm is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds. Look, you can sit back and copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard. You will probably make cash. Or you can build your own model. That's what I like to do. With college basketball season heating up, Rhythm is the competitive edge that you need with their data-driven predictions for every single college basketball game. You'll be more prepared to bet men's college basketball than you ever have before. So head on over there, claim your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. And just a short slate today on Monday, and the game's really delivered in my opinion. I can't wait for tomorrow, and it's not even that big of a slate tomorrow. It's I think 29 games, and I am super excited. I love this game here. This shout out to Stack. Enjoy the show. Great content. I'm up late to watch live on the East Coast. Appreciate you, man, and appreciate you tuning in. It's always cool when you have the people that are tuning in for the first time. Maybe you've been listening to the pod for years. We're grateful. But the Johnnies are heading to DC to take on the Hoyas. Davion Smith not playing, something that should be noted for this game for the Johnnies, for the Red Storm, as they say these days. I'm still on St. John's. Here's my angle here. I was just on VSiN talking about this.
Week off.
Not only that, Georgetown's got that quick turnaround that was a very emotional game. And you could tell from the Hoyas players, they wanted to get up for their coach. And that's why I believe Georgetown is they're on the right path back to glory, because they're young and they were up double digits in the first half. Mm-hmm. I could tell that I could see the emotions. They wanted this one for their coach. It didn't work out for them. But a quick turnaround against one of the top defensive teams in the country, let alone a great offense or a great rebounding team just in general. I don't know how packed this will be. I would like to think that the city that I was born in.
Yeah. The Juices question. It is the Capital One Arena. It's the bigger one.
I would like to think the city I was born in would represent a little bit better, but I don't know that it will be. And I just think Rick Pitino, 2 days rest after an emotional game, I don't think it's enough. I I'm gonna lay the number with the Hoyas, and I'm gonna lock it up. Lay the 4.5. Mac.
Yeah, I think this is the difference between a Big East contender, St. John's, right there. Got to keep pace with Marquette. Georgetown still trying to figure out how to win these top tier games. I'll lock it with you. Pitino makes some adjustments, seeing Sorber the second time around. That St. John's did not play well against Georgetown at the Garden. They were lucky to win that game. I think Pitino gets them going here. Coming off that Xavier game, they didn't play well either. So Johnny's role with preparation time. Let's go.
And I know some will say the Johnnies have won 6 in a row. This will be 7 in a row if it goes accurately the way I think it will. When are they going to fall apart? Well, they get Shaka Smart on February 4th, I believe, at the Garden, and they also get Hurley at UConn. I forget which venue. After that, I think that'll be the big moments for St. John's to perhaps fall. Double lock on these Johnnies. Let's go. Bieniek, you're not here? Next up, we're going to DeKalb. We're Zippy in the Akron Zips. Akron, not Akron. Akron has won 7 straight. Said Rick Pitino. Get the fuck out of here, man. They're laying, I see 15.5 now.
Ugh.
They only won by 7 the last time they played.
Yeah.
Give me the points. No bet. What are you doing here?
I definitely think if Northern Illinois wasn't off the win, I would be all over them. Because the spot's horrible for Akron. They just won. They won the big game against Miami of Ohio by 30. Yeah. They got Kent on deck. Kent's the big rival. They fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
Northern Illinois definitely the side, but
don't bet this game.
Yeah, I'm good.
Northern Illinois is so bad. Akron still win by 40. We got a NIU money line play going on here. There we go.
Let's go.
Nanad. I love it. Best wishes on that becoming true. Next up. Bieniek, we're going back to the well.
Yes, we are. I actually, Cocktail Napkin loves today's slate, and there's quite a few MAC plays on it. The last game was not one of my bets, but I have multiple MAC plays. This is one of them. Double digits against the new Eagles team? Come on.
And I get it. Like Lexington Steel, Travis Lexington Steel's turned a corner. They're playing much better, and they just got drilled. So you're thinking great rebound opportunity for them. But at the same time, like, I just think Eastern Michigan has kind of proven to us now that they were point shaving. They won at Bowling Green, which I know Bowling Green's not great, but still the way that they were playing before, they would never win at Bowling Green. Then they win against Ohio, and then they cover against Buffalo. I'm taking the 10.5, and I'll be honest, I'm probably going to sprinkle this plus 400 on the money line right after the show.
Yeah, this could go one of both ways. Like you said, a little bit of a dream crusher with Miami of Ohio getting drilled by Akron. I think it could turn into 2 losses, to be honest. Give me Eastern Michigan. Lock it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that Georgetown.
This is a triple. This is a triple lock right here.
Brothers doing battle on the hardwood. They get murdered like that, and might carry over to the next one, just like Georgetown.
This is a fucking rigged team.
Triple lock on the Eagles. Fly. Let's go. All right. Central Michigan's heading to Buffalo, New York, Mac. I'm seeing this at 7.5 now. I made the slide about an hour and a half ago. Mac.
By the way, what the hell, Mac? You have not Mac as in Ryan McIntyre, Mac as in Mid-American Conference. They've got like 5 or 6 games tipping off at 7 Eastern tomorrow.
They do that every week. Tuesday.
How are they so smart in football by dividing the? Well, actually, they do fuck this up in football too. They'll play 2 or 3 at the same. They'll be like, "Hey, we're going to give you 2 awesome games kicking off at 7 o'clock Eastern, and the second game at 7:30." Matt Commissioner, call 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE.
Why won't they play at 5:00? Nobody goes to these fucking goddamn games.
I was actually thinking about this though. So I bet Western Michigan the other day. It was the toilet bowl where they threw the toilet paper all over the fucking court. This is Central Michigan looked great that game. I ate a pile of shit on the Broncos. Is this just kind of that sleepy spot where we should load up on Buffalo? It's 7.5 I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing 7.5 right now. Buffalo won the last time they played. Earlier, oh no, it wasn't earlier this year. It was January 2nd. Yeah. Give me the Bulls. You can talk me into a lock, but
I've seen this team. They just quit at the end of games. Fucking Buffalo. They're fucking. What was the last time they covered? I guess against Western Michigan. Western Michigan just loses everybody. I'm gonna take Buffalo. No bet.
All right. You didn't convince me to bet, so I'll just stay as a pick.
Blue Bulls.
Yeah, the Blue Bulls are tough. Toledo, Ohio. This game's awesome. The line's dropped 0.5 point since the slides made. Ohio's laying 2.5. I will watch every second of this fucking game. This was a 2-point game the last time they played a year ago. So the Bobcats are 8-0 at home.
Mm-hmm.
Toledo, it's been kind of a Bieniek, you're a Rocket fan here, but I believe it's kind of been a disappointing season thus far.
Disappointing, or just hasn't lived up to the expectation.
Yeah, but you also are catching. It's just an interesting spot because you're catching Ohio off of the Kent State win.
Yeah, and they're banged up.
But Toledo off of the I-75 win too.
That's true. That is true. This game is fascinating to me. 2.5 is the line. Give me Ohio minus the 2.5, but I don't think I'm going to bet it. Yeah, 16.
Julio's got my angle here. Ohio has lost just one game. I think they are undefeated at home this year.
8-0. 8-0 this year. He's maybe last year they're 8-0. I don't remember.
Yeah, they're undefeated at home this year. And
it does sound good.
Only goddamn games you played, Julio.
Yeah.
They only have 11 wins this season. No, I do think Ohio defends home court here. I don't think Toledo's as good as they've been in years past. Second road game in a row, and the first one was Bowling Green, their biggest rival. I'll take the Bobcats and I'll lock it up. Cocktail Napkins got it at 6.
Oh man.
Whoo! I didn't see that one coming. I thought he was just talking good action basketball. 2.5.
Give me them Rockets. I'll lock battle you. I think the Rockets are going to win this game. Ohio fortunate to win that Kent State game. Let's go Rockets.
All of a sudden, Mac is betting the team that I picked to win the conference, and I'm betting the team that Mac picked to win the conference.
Got to buy him at the low peak, baby.
How about that?
Let's go Rockets.
Ooh. I'm going to stay away because I think it stinks a tiny bit. Shout out to Daniel Jackson. This is the best sports podcast, period. Appreciate you, Daniel. If you don't mind, next time you take a shit in public, if you could write our subscribe to the college basketball experience on that, just bring a permanent marker with you at all times. But
also, if you want a Patty C tuck job too, by the way, 2 games ago, from Toledo's point of view, they lost by 19 to that same Kent State team that Ohio just beat.
No, I feel like Bieniek's on the right side. Because I just don't trust Toledo on the road. I feel like Bieniek's on the right side, but is it a little stinky? It's a little stinky to me. Maybe that's the injuries. Maybe that's the injuries bringing it down a little bit.
The Rockets have ran this league. I mean, they're so 5-2 in the MAC. They're so 5. They're both 5-2 in the MAC. Like I think we're overreacting to them getting drilled one game by Kent. I think Toledo gets back in this race tomorrow. Coach K. The real Coach K. We
got a battle. Mac on these Rockets. Bieniek on these Bobcats. Shout out
this
to
Aaron. Isn't just a 1-game thing against Kent, though, Mac. This is a Toledo team for like the first time in my lifetime got murdered by Oakland. They lost by 30 to the Golden Grizzlies. So, yeah, I don't know.
Shout out to Eric Nolte, who says he agrees, Daniel. Love the live shows and the incorporation of the chat makes me feel included. Hey, well, that's part of the fun of this. It's like it's the thing. I think I talk about this often, mainly on the football show. I feel like, but like, college football and college basketball is all of ours. It's America's. You know what I mean? Like, and I when I see Greg Sankey and Tony Petiti working up shit to, take this thing elsewhere, it drives me up a fucking wall. You know what I mean? I'll talk to myself about this walking my dog saying, what the fuck are they doing? They fucking, are you really trying to threaten us? Are you really trying to fucking pipe bomb? No, I'm joking. But no, I honestly, I mean, this is part of, to me, what makes college sports the best is like, it could be big city, like the UCLA USC game today. It could be small. It could be, a High Point game or wherever, it's ours and they can't take it. All right. They can't fucking take it. You agree, Mac?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why we fucking went out all those people for the court storm last year.
Yeah.
Oh, so can't do. It's like, shut the fuck up. Who are you?
It's under attack, man. All right. I know you guys think I'm just sitting over here creating fake enemies, but it's under attack. Fucking Big Ten SEC might split off. Fuck off. Go the fuck out of here. We'll replace you with Oakland. All right. Let's go. Fair State will come up. We don't need you, Michigan. All right. Sorry, Bieniek. I know you were at the game. Don't worry. They still serve that shitty water you've been drinking.
Music maker with speaking facts, saying like if Muddy Waters is your dog, he's telling you, shut the fuck up. Let me shit in peace.
It's true. Muddy Waters over here. He hasn't vomited tonight or dry heaved. I feel like we're on a good one tonight.
Might want to knock on wood on that one, the way that it's been going, but I'm pulling for you, Muddy.
La Cosa Nostra right here. This thing of ours, Darius. Let's go. This is ours, man. All right. And people don't realize that shit. Long before the NFL and NBA, there was college football and college basketball happening. All right. These fucking idiots don't even realize. They think the NFL, no. College sports started this shit. It's ours. Don't fuck with it. Stop trying to make it a pro model. This is ours. I want Houston Christian in the same goddamn subdivision as LSU or whoever. This is ours. Don't threaten it. Come at me, Petiti. I'm a man. I'm 42. I don't know what I'm talking about. I like to just scream. Someone said that earlier. I got like a shitty comment in the YouTube. All that Dundee guy does is scream. He's a fucking terrible person.
Why?
I just responded laughing. What's up, Bieniek? I didn't mean to cut you off, buddy. Providence.
Oh, we gotta lock this.
Is laying 3.5. I'm with you, even though I did declare them the next Miami. Seton Hall after Patino's comments. Clark. I'm with you though. You gotta lock this.
Well, and they just played a couple weeks ago, and it was a tight game. I mean, Seton Hall covered. I think Seton Hall wins outright. This is typical Kim English right here. He'll lay an egg here.
I mean, it's such an emotional win.
Yeah, off the Cooley game. Yeah,
let's go.
And
then you're going to Newark.
Yeah, fuck that.
Let's go. Double lock. Seton Hall Pirates. Yes, Cannabis Capper money line. Let's go. Ryan Kramer. Shout out to Ryan Kramer, my good buddy, great friend of mine, from the Sports Gambling Podcast, and he's in Vegas this past week. They go every week on their show on VSiN. Check it out, Friday nights, Sports Gambling Podcast. And he messaged me saying, how come you haven't told me about Marcus Johnson, who is essentially DJ Burns 2.0? Actually,
welcome to college basketball season.
Yeah. And I said, well, dude, I mean, we had been talking about this guy. I remember on opening night.
Yeah.
we were talking about his game being
Somebody
smooth.
somebody made one of those viral like highlight videos of Marcus Johnson, and he blew up opening night.
Yeah. I mean, Marcus Johnson, who leads the team in scoring, he's a complete beast. He's basically like a mixture of DJ Burns and Big Baby Davis, but he's got a nasty three ball though. He can hit the three too. Him and his Bowling Green Falcons are heading into Kent, Ohio. Bowling Green has not. I'll be honest. I thought Bowling Green would be a little better this year. Yeah, I thought they'd be a little bit better this year. They still only. They've had moments where they've popped up. Now, Kent State only lost to Ohio by 2 the other day. Previously, they had knocked off Max Toledo Rockets by 21. I'm a bit surprised that the number is this steep in Maction. 12.5 against a Bowling Green team that I like. 7-12. I get it. Bowling Green has been a disappointment. But 12.5 for a team that has shown flashes to me of looking all right. Do you think this number is accurate, or do you think like, I mean, Bowling Green still beat New Mexico State. I know New Mexico State's been losing for us lately, but like they were in some games. The Michigan State game, I thought they fared pretty well earlier in the year.
I'm betting Bowling Green.
That's what I was thinking. Just in Maction, 12.5 is like 1,000.
They've lost 3 in a row. They're trying to right the ship as well. I think both teams really need a win here. Give me Bowling Green plus the 12.5.
I'm with you. Double lock. Falcons fly.
Can't win by 6.
Yeah. Next up, we are going to Tampa, Florida, where these Rice Owls, who are catching 4.5 in Tampa against these Bulls. Wrong team favored. No bet though. when you talk about how the AAC can be boring at times, why? Yeah. See, this is
a snooze fest.
Hold on. This is a great way to explain this to me and why regionality matters in college sports. We just talked about a Bowling Green Kent State game and a Toledo Ohio game, which those games seem awesome because they have been competing against each other in recruiting battles for like 100 fucking years, right? More than 100 years, I bet. Rice in South Florida, part of why it's a snooze fest is because there's no animosity.
Not even close.
Yeah. Like the schools truly give one fuck that South Florida is on the schedule or Rice is on the schedule. And it'll reflect it tomorrow when there's 17 people at this game. Perfect example of a bullshit sketch. Like Rice should be playing. They used to be they should be in the Southland. Honestly, they should be in the Southland. I'll take them though. I do think they're better than South Florida, but it could be a get up spot for South Florida. What are you doing here?
I'll take Rice. No bet. This fucking game's awful.
Yeah. Moving along. Wake Forest is heading into Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville laying 7.5 points. I'm going to lock up the Cards minus 7.5. I know Wake's off the loss. I know Louisville's won 9 straight, but this ain't the game. I got the game circled. Right? This ain't the one. Wake's coming off the Duke game. That's all hands on deck. Right? This is a great spot for Louisville. Louisville's red hot and for a good reason. Their guard play has been fantastic. They're rebounding the ball well. They're shooting the 3 ball really well. I love the Cards to win by. I think they're going to win by double digits tomorrow. Mac?
First battle. Give me Wake. Louisville, won 10 in a row now? They had a week off.
No, not 9 in a row.
9 in a row? Going for 10 in a row. They had a week off. Everybody telling them how good they are. Wake off a loss here. They got to get a bubble win here too. I mean, this is a desperate spot for Wake once again. So give me Wake. They lose by 3. 1 possession game.
Bieniek, I see you're here.
Yeah, I'm on Team Colby on this one. Fade the Tights. The Tights are returning to the Yum Center. Tyler Johnson, he was the one that complained about the not the right tights with Kenny Payne
That's
last year.
hilarious. Yes.
But no, I think Louisville is the better team this year. Cocktail Napkins got a -11. Wake Forest, just played what was it? North Carolina and Duke back to back. I think this is like Louisville gets them on like their third give it all you got game in a row. I like the Cards.
Let's go. Phoenix, Dundee with the Cards. Mac with these deeks. Shout out to Pluralizes Everything saying clowns. There we go. Fuck you too, buddy. You gotta have fun. You know what I mean? Bieniek tried not to highlight that one. He tried to hide it from me. You gotta watch Bieniek. He tries to hide these ones.
I still can't even find it.
He knows I'm gonna go on a tangent and start talking.
There it
and he tries to fucking hide these ones from me. Speaking of locks. Now the only problem here is this is at 9.5 now. Kentucky is heading into Knoxville, second tier rivalry game, but it's still kind of a rivalry game. Because I believe in this one. I will be honest though. I placed a wager right after the SGP show earlier today, about 4 hours ago or 6 hours ago, whatever the fuck it was, at 8.5. I think Tennessee wins by double digits tomorrow, so I am going to lock up Tennessee minus the points. Mac?
We have another battle. Give me the Cats off back-to-back losses. Tennessee played a hard-ass game on the road late in prime time. I think we get a classic here. I think Kentucky's live to win the game. Spread out and make some shots. Let's go Cats. Big Blue.
This was the most obvious. I was looking at the card earlier. I said Mac's going to take Kentucky. This was the most obvious Mac play.
Oh yeah, let's go. There you go, Big Blue Nation.
Yeah, I mean, for the show's sake, it's 9.5 right now. I still feel decent about that. But don't be surprised tomorrow if they win by 9. If I'm fucking happy because I've already placed the fucking wager. Battle in Knoxville. Dundee on the ball. Mac on the Wildcats. All right. Next, we got a thriller in Muncie. What? You're here? Western Michigan is in Muncie. This is at 4.5. I'm seeing right now. Yeah. Ball State's laying 4.5 in Muncie against Western Michigan.
Oh God.
I tend to I maybe I overvalued Western Michigan after the couple times I watched them. Guilty as charged. I can't do it, guys. Give me Ball State minus the points. And no, I'm not touching this game. Mac, what are you doing here?
Give me Western Michigan. No bet. I mean, I don't have a strong feel. No, where are you going? What are you locking the total here?
No, I'm locking up Ball State. I like Ball State.
It's not stinky though, right? It's stinky, right?
Maybe. I like Ball State off the embarrassing loss to Northern Illinois there. And
wait, Western had an embarrassing loss to Central by 21.
Rivalry game, yeah. And
even more embarrassing.
Second straight road game for the Broncos. That's part of the fade there. But Ball State, 3-point shooting team, top 100. Western Michigan struggles to defend it, and they let their opponents shoot a lot of them. Top 75 in the country on that. So I think Ball State has a bounce back day offensively. They only scored 66 points against the Huskies there. And I like Ball State in this matchup.
Bieniek said, "Come fly with the Cards. Get Muncie out in the middle of nowhere." Love that lock, Bieniek. Didn't expect that one.
Neither did I.
Yeah. South Carolina is in Athens, Georgia. This line has come down a 0.5 point. They're catching 7.5 now. I'm going to take the points, no bet, because for some reason I feel like Georgia could actually blow them out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bet this though, because South Carolina's proved to me that they're gutsy. Like their performance at Vandy, and who was it? Somewhere else. Was it Mizzou? I can't remember. I think
Mississippi State.
Wait, they got drilled that game though. I lost that wager.
Is this when South Carolina just gets fucking drilled in? I mean, they've had their heartbroken back-to-back home games. I kind of think it's like the Oklahoma game. I'm gonna lock up Georgia. Georgia's lost 4 in a row, coming back home, licking their chops here. I think
They just played Mississippi State and then with the overtime goalie.
Oh, I meant on the road though, because they got drilled at
Gotcha.
Mississippi
Yes,
State.
yes.
Yeah.
I kind of think the Gamecocks are gonna get drilled here.
I'm gonna stay away though. They proved to me that they're a little bit better than I think what the market suggests of them. Moneyline Mac is locking up the dogs.
Dogs are good at home.
Laying 7.5. Moving on to the next one, the Screaming Eagles taking on the Eagles of Morehead State. Do you prefer the Screamers, Bieniek?
Well, I don't get they bring me in cold,
But they're counting down 7-6-5.
I see you in here, buddy.
Yeah, I prefer the regular Eagles, not the screaming ones.
Mm.
So I'm locking up Morehead State here. Cocktail Napkins got this one at 9. Morehead State coming back home after 2 straight road games. They lost the second leg there against Edwardsville. Not a bad loss. I think Morehead State's still the best team in this league. I'll take the Eagles in a bounce back here.
But
This line's
Screaming
dropped
Eagles-
a little bit too. It's 6.5 for what it's worth.
Screaming Eagles been playing pretty good ball lately.
I'm gonna battle this.
I think I'm going to battle it too. I just think Morehead got a gift today when Little Rock went down to get him. I think it's a little bit of a letdown here.
This is the Screamers' 3rd straight road game. That's also part of the handicap for me.
OVC. Stay on the road.
Scream on. All right. We got a battle. Dundee and Mac with the Screaming Eagles of Southern Indiana. Phoenix on Morehead State. Morehead better than less head.
We got to get our revenge from New Year's Eve when they lost to Morehead by fucking 2. We should have won that game.
Oh yeah. VCU is heading to St. Louis. VCU's laying 6.5.
Let's lock it.
I'm gonna lock up St. Louis plus 6.5. Sprinkle the money line here. Double lock?
Yeah, I'm all over St. Louis. They've already seen VCU. Game got away from them in the second half. But now they get them at home coming off a loss. And VCU is what? Won 6 in a row here. I think that this is a spot they get picked off. Let's go Billikens at home.
Double lock on these Billikens. Next up, the Salukis are heading to Valparaiso, Indiana. Man, I'm tempted to bet Valpo here. I am fucking tempted. So what? The Salukis just won a rivalry game.
Yeah.
I'm taking Valpo regardless, but I kind of think it's a letdown spot.
Valpo's come back to the pack a little bit here. Give me the Screaming, or give me Southern Illinois. No bet though.
I'll take Valpo.
Buying into Nagy. I think they're buying into Nagy.
I will buy into this. How has this line not moved? How has this not moved? Here's what I'm terrified of, Mac.
That was a dream crusher. Double overtime game.
Well, they won by 50 the first time they played, 51, I believe, in
Yeah.
Orlando. We were on that game. Me and you took Kansas. I think Bieniek maybe as well. And the line is 13.5 after a home loss. They never lose, back-to-back home games. or even like have close back-to-back home games against, the likes of a UCF quality team. And I'm not shitting on UCF. I'm just saying they're far away from home. I did VSiN today. I did Sports Grid today. I did the sports gambling podcast today.
Yeah.
Every fucking person said number one lock, the Kansas Jayhawks minus 13.5.
Yeah.
I can't say I disagree with them. They won by 51 the first time. They're coming off a loss. But am I terrified of this one? Oh, 100%. I could see Kansas winning by 12. What are you doing here?
I'm locking UCF. UCF is physical. I don't know what the fuck happened the first game, but remember, last year they played Dickinson. They fucked with him and they beat them at the bounce house. They've covered at Arizona. They've covered at Arizona State. They were covering for a lot of the Iowa State game. It got away late. I think UCF's going to hang in there and lose by 7. I think everybody just thinks that Kansas is going to bounce back. There's something wrong there. They have never lost a game like that.
How has this line not moved? This is part of my angle too.
I don't think it's going to move. UCF's the right side.
But you would think if everybody is on Kansas, the line would move.
Not if they know it's going to be a tight game.
I'm going to take Kansas. No lock.
Colby, Perk Herbstreet's saying no gold slide for UCF.
That's only when it's in Orlando. Only when it's in Orlando. If you're real sharp, you would know that it's only the UCF home games that I do that. I have a system over here, and no one notices. But any road game.
Let me ask you this too: at the Fog, who is Kansas really drilled? K-State, they played with their food. Arizona State, they were fucking losing at halftime. They lost to West Virginia with one player. This is a reputation line for Kansas.
I mean, they beat them by 51 though in Orlando.
Yeah, so I don't think that I don't think they're licking their chops to beat the shit out of them again. They're like, oh, we're gonna beat UTF by 1,000 again.
For what it's worth, I don't know if this helps or hurts, but the Napkins got this at 13.
I think Johnny Dawkins, baby.
That's a cover, and Vegas gets rich on those things.
Yeah. Kansas by 8.
I mean, Vegas doesn't get rich on certain covers, but you know what I mean. The betting splits, I can only imagine. I don't have them in front of me. Yeah.
They'll get rich on this cover on a Tuesday night when there's no football.
Well, especially when everybody I'm listening to.
It's the old Kansas.
59% of the bets on Kansas.
76.
You don't want to be looking at the bet splits to find out like the public yet. You want to look closer to game time for public, which side everybody's on.
I don't need
everybody betting like now is like people that have watched basketball for most of the year.
I don't need bet splits to tell you Kansas is going to be public as fuck tomorrow.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat. The whole chat is fucking saying Kansas by 20, Kansas by 30.
I'm just picking it. That's why I'm not locking it. Or I don't think I'm going to lock it unless this thing moves. If this moves, I will lock this.
What's UCF's first half money line?
Kansas
might come out a little flat tomorrow, a little deflated. Rally in the second half.
Next up.
You can play the music. I'm locking the shit out of you.
I'm sorry. Moneyline Mag locking up the very golden Knights of Central Florida University. Dayton.
You'll get that first half line in the morning, Mac.
Let's go.
Dayton is heading to Bonaventure, New York. Take on these Bonnies. Dayton's laying 2.5. I'm just gonna say this is Duquesne all over again. Give me Dayton minus 2.5. Lock it up. What are you doing here?
We're gonna battle again. I'm going back to the Bonnies here. Bonnies at home, losers of 3 in a row. That game was dressed up on Friday. They actually played well at VCU, in my opinion. Dayton, I still think is inconsistent. I mean, they blew a 20-point lead and barely hung on against St. Joe's at home. I think they have issues just like Kansas has issues.
Part of my angle though that I feel like is the physicality that Dayton plays with always fucks with the Bonnies. Dayton has won 8 of 9. Actually, damn. Look at this, dude. They've won 16 of 18 against the Bonnies. Something about the way Dayton plays, the way they play, fucks with the Bonnies because they're kind of a finesse team. That's my angle.
Bonnies have covered last 2 at home. They've been bad on the road at Dayton.
Yeah, but to cover this one, it's 2.5. You know, I mean,
I think they're going to pick them. It's more I'm selling Dayton. I don't think Dayton's very good. There's something wrong there.
I don't think the Bonnies are very good. See you on the gridiron.
Yeah. Trusted the bill.
Right.
Still Bonnies.
We got a battle.
Now we got a problem. Now we got a problem.
Dundee saying fly on. Max saying give me the Bonnies. All right. Ooh, Monty Pritchett saying you can find 1.5 for these Dayton Flyers offshore. MyBookie.ag, let's go. Yeah, 1.5 on FanDuel. Okay, I'll take that. Noted. For the show, for the battle, I'm on 1.5. You could take 2.5, Mac. Maybe we can middle this thing. Yeah.
There is a 2.5 and there is a 1.5. Shop around. You know,
Yeah.
the lines
Always
do
shop
move,
around.
guys. I get a kick. You're like, you're giving out fake lines. No, the lines do move.
Yeah. You can like this. I built these slides. We started the show at 1:30. These slides were done at like 12:40.
Yeah.
And you're getting already this much movement. Minnesota is in East Lansing taking on Michigan State. 13.5, that magical number.
Yeah.
I can be talked into a lock here. I'm taking Minnesota. I think that this is going to be like a 10-point game. Michigan State's got the trip out to Los Angeles on deck. Take on both UCLA and USC. The Gophers have been playing better. Sparty's won like 1,000 games in a row. I think everyone's going to be on Sparty.
Yep.
Should we bet the Gophers?
I think so. I think they're fighting. I think Ben Johnson has found something with this team. I mean, they won the 2 big home games and they didn't have the letdown after the Michigan game. They went to Iowa and won. Sparty's fucking covered every game and won every game since Thanksgiving. They got LA on deck. Yeah, Sparty wins by 9. Just like that one Penn State game where we took Penn State in the points. Yeah. I think it's like that.
Yeah.
I think the Gophers hang in here. Let's go.
Double lock on these Gophers. Always liked how relaxed this Gopher was. Sitting back on that M like he doesn't have a worry in the world. He knows the barn will always be packed and they'll be storming. Monty Pritchett does bring up a great point, and I think it's something we've talked about on this very show. Sparty still undervalued for the championship odds at plus 3,500. Minus 115 to win the Big Ten and plus 700 to make the Final Four. Plus 700 to make the Final Four. Monty, where are you seeing the plus 700? I was looking before.
I'll rain on the parade a little bit. They don't shoot well enough to win 6 games in a row, in my opinion.
You're also a Michigan fan, so Tom Izzo.
The stats don't lie. They're 347th out of 364 teams in shooting the 3 ball.
Yeah, they're 17-2.
Yeah,
I know.
What do the stats tell you on that?
They're fucking running the shit back to old school, baby. Fuck you.
Look at the schedule that they play.
What, are you saying the schedule's been trash?
It could be better. They're going to be in a gauntlet from after this Minnesota game until the end of the year.
What is their best win right now?
They opened pretty
Illinois?
soft in the Big Ten. Yeah, Illinois is a great win.
Yeah.
But they opened pretty soft, and then they lost to two
Oh,
other
hey,
games that I
They
think are.
drilled them at the barn too, so it's another revenge game. When you think Sparty, they're gonna be like, "Oh, we got Minnesota. We already drilled them at their place." Sleepy
Yeah.
spot for Sparty coming off the Garden.
Bieniek, are you
Garden?
locking Minnesota with us?
No, I was just coming in to give my thoughts on
Oh.
Monty. I think it's a great price. Do I think,
I think
it
it's worth the
happens?
sprinkle.
Do I think it happens? No. And if you're willing to buy yourself out of it at certain spots and try to make a profit, I think it's well worth it. But yeah.
I mean, how can you say that right now? You don't even have a bracket in front of you. How can he be so definitive? And like, do I think it's going to happen? No. I would say there's certainly one of the teams you feel good about.
Do you think St. John's can win it all?
I do.
Because they can't make a jump shot either.
I got the same concerns about St.
No,
John's.
hold on. I think St. John's to the Final Four. I actually mentioned these two on the one of the shows I did today. I can't fucking remember. Sports Gambling Pod. I said I like a John. I think it was Sports Gambling Podcast show that I did was Johnny's and Michigan State to make the Final Four are at great values.
Johnny's 327th in 3-point shooting.
Yeah, they can't make a shot either.
They're the exact same team. Like both of them have played so good. And St. John's, same thing. Weak-ish Big East opening. They still play UConn twice. They still play Marquette twice coming up.
Here's the problem with your argument. Who are the coaches of those two teams? When are
they're great coaches.
Basketball?
I'm not arguing that.
Izzo and Pitino are going to have their guys playing the best in March. They're usually not playing well right now, so I kind of think they'll take it on the chin a week or two here, but then they'll peak in March like they always do.
What seed do you think they finish with, both Johnny's and Michigan State?
I think Sparty is the more interesting one on where they finish. I think St. John's. I feel pretty good, and you know me, I'm a slick Rick guy though. I think they're gonna. I think they're the best team in the Big East. I do, without hesitation. I think they're the best team in the Big East.
They both will probably be 2 or 3 seeds.
Michigan State, I think the jury's still out as to a certain extent within the Big Ten if they're the best. I mean, obviously the jury's still out on St. John's. It's just I feel more confident in them.
I like
the Big East. Yeah. Let's go to Hinkle. What?
Doesn't Butler always fuck with Marquette?
But dude, the line has changed a lot. I just did. So the
Marquette's
reason why
got UConn next.
Look, I hate to sound like the fucking guy that caught all the great numbers here, but I did the SGP show. I did the VSiN show. The reason why I wasn't on the beginning of this show is we were talking college hoops on VSiN, and this line has moved a 1.5 within this show. So we're at an hour and 45 minutes. I joined in 20, 30 minutes into the show.
Yeah.
In an hour and a half, this thing's moved to 1.5. I still think I think Butler is kind of like South Carolina of the Big East.
Yeah.
I
especially at home.
I got a better number than this, but I still think you should take Butler. I think Butler is live to win this fucking thing. You with me?
Yeah, you know me, man. Marquette's actually covered a couple bigger numbers here. Now that's rare for Shaka. I think Butler. I actually think they're going to start picking off some teams. They've shown a little bit of life. They're going to finish probably around 500. Go to the NIT. Yeah, give me Butler here. Let's go. I think they're live to win the game outright.
Yeah, let's go. Give me them dogs. Double lock. Hinkle Fieldhouse. Go if you get the chance. Great.
Makes me lit.
Yeah. Next up, America's now. If you dial 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE, we do call this team America's team. Fresno State is catching 8.5 in Laramie.
Oh God.
Fresno State must watch TV in my opinion. Must watch TV. They almost won. Now they have been at elevation. If you're not familiar, folks, I've done this drive from Fort Collins to Laramie. It's only about 45 minutes or an hour. And Laramie's at
home.
I'm sorry?
They played him at home on Saturday.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh, that changes my handicap. Give me Wyoming.
why
That's the highest. That's the highest elevation. That's the highest elevation in all of college basketball. No lock. Give me Wyoming though.
I'm with you. I'll lay it with Wyoming. I don't think I'm going to bet this one, even though I could see Wyoming winning by like 30 with Sundance, Wicks, and company.
I can tell you this. I'm watching every second of this.
This is Fresno.
Fresno, the
It's
most interesting
tempting to
team.
bet just because they could literally lose by 30.
They
They're
could also win by fucking 20. Like, but I do think them losing by 30 is more probable than them winning by 20. Hilarious game. Air Force. We got to bet Air Force, dude. I know they suck. I know they suck.
This line smells so bad, and I don't. Colby's jumping in because of it, but New Mexico's next for Colorado State. Otherwise, I would.
Not
love
only
this
that,
spot.
not only that, the elevation is normally a real X factor.
True.
Like I think I bet this exact game a year ago, and I think Air Force covered.
Yeah.
I think I bet this exact game.
Yep.
A year ago, and they covered.
They lost by 9. It's a 15 and a half point favorite. Yeah.
Let's go back to the well. This is one where I feel like they not only phone it in. Well, I'm saying like if Colorado State's up big, they lay off. I think there's also like the mutual respect thing. So I think they play that out, man. And give me the points. Let's go. Double lock on these Falcons. Fly. What about a little Falcon parlay with Bowling Green and Air Force?
Big dogs need a win.
Love it. Shout out to Mitchell in the chat who loves the Rams, and they are playing better. I will say that. Baylor. It's in Provo at the Super Soaker. I almost feel like this is too easy. I know you do because you have a vendetta against BYU, which I understand. But
Baylor's been out there.
Baylor's has injuries though, man. Roach might not play. Love might not play. Those are kind of big players to fucking be questionable.
Colby gives who is it? Cisse or no Kalkbrenner a lot of shit for not being healthy. Langston Love is never healthy.
God. No. You know who he is? What's my big man from Oregon? That's gone. He tried to get a seventh year.
Folly Dante.
Oh my God. And Folly Dante. And Folly fucking Dante. He's injured somewhere in life right now. Right? He does a Jaeger bomb and he's injured. I'll take BYU. No bet. The line's a little stinky to me.
It's just like Tech all over again.
Yeah. Yeah, but like with Baylor, if you're telling me Roach and Love aren't playing, I love BYU.
I don't think they're both not going to play.
I will say too, these last two games that Roach hasn't played, Edgecombe's been outstanding.
Yeah.
So
I think the line is telling you that one of them is going to play, or it would be like 5 or 6, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I tend to think so too, but I don't know. This arena, once students are back in, which they are, this fucking place is lit.
It is.
I'll take BYU. I might bet this. I don't know. I just feel like it reeks a little bit. You gonna bet Baylor?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Scott Drew against the NBA guy all day.
Moneyline Mac, lock it up. Baylor plus 3.5.
Stay out there. Use the elevation.
There we go. Next up, I will lock this. Has this moved? Nope. It stays solid. I normally never like Buzz Williams as a pretty much a favorite of pretty much anything above 6. But right here, I do. I will take A&M minus 7.5. Lock it up. I think Oklahoma is a counterfeit team. And I think just because they barely eked out a road win against the worst team in the SEC, the way A&M lost the other day to a rival, they need a strong performance in front of their home crowd. Because let me tell you, Buzz, you've done great things with this program, but they ain't going to be happy. The boosters are not going to be happy with a 23-point blown lead in the second half against Texas. So this is a showcase spot. Mac, what are you doing here?
I had A&M when they won at Norman. I'm going to take a stab at Oklahoma here. I think this line's too big. I don't trust Buzz as a big favorite. They're too fucking
I normally never do.
Yeah.
But I think this is the perfect fucking storm.
We'll do another battle. Give me Boomer Sooner. Come on, Porter. He's fighting for his job too.
Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Well, I was coming into the show with a fringe lock on Texas A&M. Colby was confident in Buzz, so I jumped in, and then Mac wants to take Oklahoma. The matchup that I love here, first off, the cocktail napkin has it at 9.5. It was 7 earlier in the day, so I wrote it down as a fringe. But Texas A&M defensive rebounding, second best in the conference, third best offensively in the conference. Oklahoma 15th offensively, 11th in the SEC defensively. I think that's a huge matchup. That's what Texas A&M hangs their hat on. They are very aggressive on the glass. I think they steal quite a few possessions here against Oklahoma, who doesn't play at a quick tempo. So I think when you're baking in a slower tempoed game with the Sooners and A&M stealing possessions, I think they have a shot to cover this number pretty easily.
Are you locking it with me?
Yeah, I'll go.
We got a battle. Bieniek, Dundee on A&M. Mac on the Sooners. Hey, I'm on VSiN right now. It's kind of a trip. Check out VSiN if you get bored of this show. If you get bored of my stupid face, check out VSiN right now. Arizona State's in Boulder. What did we say earlier? They have Arizona on deck, and the team quit the other day.
Look out, just watch him go. Look out, the Buffalo. Oh no, it's a guy on a Buffalo.
Give me the Buffs. What are you doing here, Mac? Are you surprised at this number? I think the number's telling you the Buffs are getting this done.
I mean, they're so winless. Come on, Colorado. This is the one you pop up. Arizona State's so up and down. Yeah, let's fade Arizona State, then take them on Saturday. Lock up the Buffs.
Look out, just watch him go. Down to Buffalo. Oh no, it's a guy on a Buffalo.
All right. Next up, we are going to the home, the home of elite college basketball, the Peterson Events Center. Pitt is laying 3.5. I know the easy response will be Carolina has Duke on deck. But I think Hubert Davis is feeling a little bit of heat after that Boston College game, even though they won. I will lock up Carolina plus 3.5. What are you doing here?
Chad loves Pitt. Have you guys watched Pitt recently? This is Pitt in a big game. They have completely shit themselves in these spots at home over the last couple of years. Give me Carolina. They beat them again at Pitt. Let's go. Knock them on the wrong side of the bubble. Let's go, Carolina. Let's go.
Lock?
Tar Heels. Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Double lock on the Tar Heels in North Carolina. Hey, glad to see Kenan Memorial Stadium. Belichick's getting it back to grass. Get rid of that bullshit. Who knew Bill Belichick actually cares? See, he cares about player safety. If all these fucking leagues were smart, they would go back to natural grass because that 40% higher injury rate on turf. But hey, let's build every stadium into a fucking dome because we care about player safety. Next up,
I'm
John.
gonna jump in here and throw a late lock on Pitt.
Woo!
Jeff Cable's a Duke guy. He's 4-1 straight up against North Carolina.
His brother
his
went
last
to
5.
Carolina. Wait, what?
He's a Duke guy. I'll take Pitt here.
They
This
lost
is gonna be
both games last year to fucking Carolina. What stat are you fucking looking at?
I just looked at it.
It's that Pitt phony stats over there.
Oh, I didn't even pull the ACC tournament. Okay,
Yeah.
so 4-2 in their last 6 straight up against the Tar Heels here. Yeah, Pitt home crowd. I mean, I think this is their biggest home game of the year. So Oakland Zoo, baby.
We got a battle in Pittsburgh. Bieniek on Pitt. Mac Dundee on the Tar Heels.
I don't think Pitt's covered since that Ohio State game, and everybody in the chat fucking declared them national champs.
Next up, Georgia Tech, the Ramblin' Wreck.
Oof.
Heading into South Bend, Notre Dame laying 8.5. I'm gonna lay it. No bet. Don't bet this game.
Isn't Georgia Tech an auto fade on the road?
Yeah.
Notre Dame Fringe Lock, check the picks page. I think they'll win by 20.
Cincinnati's in Salt Lake City. They've been on Utah for a long time.
Got to get a win here.
I think they do. Utah's laying 1.5. Give me the Bearcats. I can be talked into a lock, Mac. You're the Big 12 specialist. Is this the right side here?
I think so, man. It is.
They won at Colorado. They could win at Utah.
Yeah, and they've been out there. They're acclimated with the gym. Maybe they make a couple shots. They're more athletic. They're bigger. They should beat Utah. They got to have this game. If you lose this one, man.
Let's go.
Bubble's bad. Wrong side. Bubble.
Double lock on these Bearcats. All right. I am locking up this. You know, everyone talks about Bethune being my team. My real team is San Jose State because me and Tim Miles, fast friends at media days. Reese Waters still out for the Aztecs. They're coming off the Nevada win. This is like, I mean, I've said this a million times on the show, so forgive me for sounding like a fucking record here, but San Diego State doesn't score a shit ton of points.
Yep.
Do I think they're a better offensive team than they've been in some time? But I think San Jose State has some guys. I am locking up San Jose State plus 14.5. And Mac. Is it worth just a little bit of a sprinkle? Plus 750? I mean, I feel like if it was in San Jose, I would feel a lot better.
San Diego always finds a way to win ugly, though. So I'm just going to take the points. I love getting the points here. Let's go.
Yeah, double lock. This one stood out to me. Let's go. Mojo says, my NHL team has to beat a fucking San Jose Sharks. The only problem is they're not in New York City. So you say, the San Jose Sharks? Love the Sharks. No, I mean, Sharks always had a cool ass logo. I respect someone had left me this comment somewhere. I don't know if it was on iTunes or in my DMs.
Colby's a Canes fan now. Moved out the
Nah, not really. I might go to some games. Caps. I like the Caps.
They made a fucking blockbuster of a trade last week, so they're pushing all their chips in this year.
There we go. This fucking Bieniek guy staying up to date on his National Hockey League. No, I was saying that someone said I've never heard someone talk more about logos. I fully believe I've said this before here that you are what, like, you got to look good. You know what I mean? Like, what does Deion say? You look good, you play good, they pay good. right? No, logos are a big deal to me. Like, I understand the classics. I love the classics too. Like, uniform wise, like I still think Penn State's whites are incredible, but like logos are a big deal. San Jose Sharks always had a good logo, in my opinion. So they did it right. Mac, where you at with logos? You pay attention. Like when I was a kid, that's how I decided. I was a Redskin fan, but like I decided certain things based off of like the logo. I like the way it looks.
Yeah, when I was like a 5-year-old, I would pick my bracket based off the logo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're saying that you got past the logos. Yeah. I am saying that that shit still matters.
I do like the logos.
Yeah.
The Mexicans.
Yeah, you're goddamn right. What happens? Yeah, I was about to use that against you if you thought you were past logos. I was like, well, what do you think of these C words that I can't say on this show? Yeah, but
women are probably like, what did they talk about? The C word. No, the other C word.
The San Jose Sharks, when I they were an expansion team, I don't know how 30 years ago, whatever. I always thought that was a good logo. It was a good rebrand. Some of these other ones, weak. Some of these expansion teams are phoning it in. Like Carolina Panthers to me, phoned it in. Phoned it in. When they came, they're just like, oh, we're gonna be the Panthers. Anyway, next up, we got a big one here. I'm gonna lock this game up because Oregon State stormed the court on Gonzaga not that long ago. I will lock up Gonzaga to do a tinkle on Wayne Tinkle. Play the 13.5 at home against these Beavs. Mac?
Yeah, I think this is going to be an ambush. I mean, the line just 2 weeks ago was 9.5 in Corvallis. Now it's only 13.5. Gonzaga finally drilled somebody last game. I think that they're going to get on a roll here like they always do around February. Zags by 30, 20, whatever.
Yeah. Double lock. Bieniek, you with us?
You guys are going to zag. I'm going to zig. I like Oregon State here. I've liked them pretty much 75-80% of the year. I've bet them a lot, and they've been one of my cash cows. Cocktail Napkin makes them as a 9.5 point dog in this one. And I think that's the perfect reason for the Cocktail Napkin. Gonzaga being a very public team, a lot of people are going to be like, they haven't really played well. Revenge angle. I think there's a little bit of value on the Beavers here. So they've already played them once very, very well. They've got confidence going up against the Zags. I'll take Oregon State.
We got a battle at the kennel. Mac Dundee on the Zags. Bieniek on the Beavs. Let's go. Kelly, no, I wasn't saying. I know the Carolina are the Hurricane, but the Carolina Panthers were an expansion team right around the same time as the San Jose Sharks. The Sharks were completely original to me, where the Carolina Panthers were just kind of like, we're going to be silver and blue and just try to be like a lot of other teams out there, whether it was pro or college. They phoned it into me. It was cheap. It was disrespectful. I'm the type of guy though that I miss record stores because I would go to the record store and actually look at the records and see like which one has the cool logo, like the cool. I miss that feeling of finding the record, looking at the logo and being like, what the fuck is this? I want to listen to this.
Art.
Yes. And now you don't do that. You just fucking piss in the wind. The youth will never understand what I'm talking about. That's why we drink whiskey. Best bets, guys. Let's go. Bieniek, you seem to be awful prepared for this.
All right. Eastern Michigan plus 11. Plenty of value on the point shaving Eagles over there, as they are no longer point shaving. Double digits is crazy. 2, I'll go Morehead State minus 6.5 off the loss to SIUE. They go back home. They're playing Southern Indiana. I trust Morehead State as the best team in the OVC, and I think they get a win there by more than 2.5 possessions there. And then third bet, I like Louisville -7.5. Cocktail Napkin loves this one. They've got it at Napkin's got it at 11. I just think that Louisville has been the more consistent team than Wake Forest throughout the season. Wake on the road, a little questionable. So, plus you get a former player from Louisville who created a little drama coming back to the building. I'll fade it. Give me the cards.
All right, there we go. I'm going to start with the Johnnies. I think the Johnnies are going to win that game 48 hours after an emotional game. Young team against, sorry, Dan Hurley, against the best coach in the sport. I will lay the 4.5 with the Johnnies. Aside from that, I will then jump on over to, well, it would be nice if, let's go with the Dayton Flyers against St. Bonaventure. I think it's just a styles situation here. The Bonnies are a soft team, finesse team. Dayton will lock you down. Dayton gets that dub. And the third one to me is the Texas A&M Aggies. It's all about the situation in this one. So Aggie up, or whatever the gig 'em, they say. Whatever the fuck they say in their overalls. Mac, what are you doing here?
Gonzaga's number 1. North Carolina, number 2. Butler, number 3. And
We're supposed to do 4. What should I do 4?
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
add a 4.
Oh, all right. Well, I
Air
gave out
Force. Air Force will be my 4th.
Yeah, UCF number 4.
All
Oregon
right, there we
State's
go.
my 4.
There we go, folks. Give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77_. Check out the college baseball experience. Got the ACC preview out there. Got the SEC preview out there. My ECU Pirates are taking on George Mason on February 14th. That's when the opening day is for all you heartbreakers out there. Check out the college baseball experience and check out Moneyline Mac on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. Check out the Ryan and Rush show and also check out the pregame show for college basketball tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
Check it all out. See, I actually remember the fucking times today.
There you go.
See that? I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. Mississippi Valley State 4-3 on my locks. Fuck you.
It's part of your title now.
It is part of my title, and I don't give a shit if you follow me or not. But I'm doing shtick at the Colby D. Tell me how much you hate me. I appreciate it. At the Colby D. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, at the College Experience on Twitter is at TCE on SGPN. I can't fucking talk right now. Let's get out of here. Yeah. Excited about the slate tomorrow. Today was a lot of fun for us. A shitty. We thought this was kind of a shitty slate. It was a good amount of good games today. Felt good watching all these games. Yeah. Till next time. This is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we are. Where the fuck is this song? Out of here. Yeah, just go with Old Faithful.
Rockin' at first was hell without rocker. I pop up in spots, they screaming, you clockwork. I'm dilated, the fuck off, I ain't doing it. Before weathermen dropped, they thought I might have ruined it. Elusive, I just deny rumors. Smile and give punchlines with dry humor. See what the future brings. In 03, I got on MTV. Thomas Bug, that's the message I'm sending them. Sign with Slug and survive beef with Eminem. I mention different events in my sentences. It's It's dangerous to reminisce or remember it. Still it's evidence. Check 1 2 1 2. Less punches and spit what I've been through. I stayed here, got through, but kept rapping. The same year got sued by Kurt Knappman. I'm just ahead of my time. I know I'm out of my mind. Look, I know where I come from and know who I started with, but trying to split a check 8 ways, that's the hardest shit. And I ain't starving shit. I had to get my own. So I ain't trying to hear that bullshit you on. Like you love my brothers, my crew more than I do. Anytime I make a change, I gotta run it by you. I wish I would give a fuck. I was broke in the head on the porch and some chucks. The first one saying Mid-City on these records. And make the world respect it. Cloverdale, 1300 block moving. Sunshine bomb bitches, that's how we do it. And what you doing, man? You shoveling snow. Throwing coke up your nose. You in love with the blow. Oops. Think I'm dissing my own crew. But I love the living legends. I was talking about you. I know I'm just ahead of my time.